Vidya and Pratik, welcome to India today.
Thank you.
Now there are trailers that drop, there are promotions that we do. But for some odd reason, Do Aur Do Pyaar feels very personal. Because one, it has two of my favorite people
Oh,
who
thank you.
absolutely are stellar at what they do. And second is because in this world of sequels and prequels and remakes and South films and everything that feels made across a chroma or a green screen, there's a tale of four people falling in love, falling out of love, jumping on that bandwagon, going through every plethora of emotion, and that's what we live for, that's what movies make us do. So
Right.
first of all, thank you for coming on board.
Oh, thank
wonderful
you.
idea.
Thank
That's
you
so
very
sweet.
much.
I want to ask you about this concept of situationships and how in 2024 are we even ready for social media taking shots on what relationships are all about? You know, sliding into people's DMs, breakups. It's okay to be a third wheel when there are two people involved. It's okay you take two steps back and then you make a marriage work, right? Now that is one concept. Then there is this concept of you guys living a real life, right? You're both married people. You fell in love. You've sort of jumped on that bandwagon like everybody else does. What's the trick to sort of stay in marriage, have a happy marriage, and shut down all the noise that's around you, Vidya?
I think to realize that marriage is between two people and should remain between two people at all times. Whatever it takes to achieve that, you know, communication, sharing, all of that I think is very crucial. This is my understanding. I'm still, I think my understanding is evolving, has evolved over the past 12 years. So I definitely think it's that, because you can't get in another person, whether it's, you know, like you're saying, a third wheel, whether that's family, friends, no one can be a part of the relationship between two people, especially a marriage. It's so deliciously layered and intricate and intimate and personal that no third person can know what one feels for the other. And you can't even describe what you feel for the other, correct?
You can't put it in correct words ever, because it's a feeling. It will not have words all
Yeah.
the time. And I mean, at the cost of giving some spoiler maybe, but there is a beautiful line in the film that it's just that you show up every day. Just
Yeah.
show up every
The
day.
basics.
That's the relationship.
Yeah.
And then there is also that angle of temptation, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for both men and women,
Of course.
day in and day out, and then there's a thought that comes in, and then do you act upon that thought and do you stray or not? Again, that's a moral ground that one crosses on its own, right? How does one sort of deal with that space? Because that's something that I also observed, felt in that trailer. There's that grey, thin line, and we don't know where these characters are going with that.
Yeah. You know, it is a slippery slope. It's just that I think sometimes when you feel distant from your partner, when you're not able to communicate, when you're not able to connect, we all yearn connection. So you yearn that connection, but sometimes you end up acting on it. And I think that's why when the idea was brought to me by one of the producers, Swati Iyer, I thought it could be funny, because thankfully I've not been in that situation. But I've always wondered how it would be to be in that situation, you know, and I was like, but it would be so scary, it would be so confusing, it would be so like a tug of war at all times, you know. So we've explored all of that in the film, because it's relatable, it's funny, because it's over time, how do you sustain a relationship? You know, people keep saying that the spark goes out and all of that. It's not just the spark, it's that connection, I think, that, especially given the fact that we're all living such stressful lives, busy lives, sometimes we don't connect with the people who are closest to us.
Absolutely.
So I think it's just, there are no straight answers, and I don't think I have any answers, but I think this is my feeling that, yeah.
And I think what's also marvelous, Pratik, about you is the fact that I remember having this long chat with you long back where I said, like, how have you not got put into a box? And if you have got put into a box, you must be aching and earning to break it, like she did. Absolutely, people tried to put her in a box, right? You both have navigated that really well, because there are those pressures and you have managers telling you things to do and you have trends that people want to jump upon. Then you don't are in that space where you look at peers, because you both evolved so much in workspace. What's that one trick for anybody who's watching it? One is, I guess, to stay true to himself.
I think just have fearless approach towards your craft, towards the passion that you have. Because any fear would actually make you think differently it will corrupt your first purest thought in your heart and your mind, which actually got you till this place and this point. And then you start corrupting with all the other layers, unwanted stuff. So you can't make your own gut decision, clear-cut gut felt decision. So I guess just be true to yourself and keep things simple. If it works for you, there is a sound from within. Yes, this is it. Then just go for it. I guess I try to keep it that simple. Otherwise, there is no formula. If there had been a formula, there are a lot of people who would have never given any flops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I am yet to see a person. There is no person like जिसने ऐसा किया होगा.
Vidya, back in the day, right, when you were jumping off on sets and doing films back to back, and it's great that there was so much work happening and you were craving for like really different roles, right? Now you've come to a space where I feel there's this sense of comfort, and I see you yearning for that comedy, which I'm still lobbying for. And
Yes.
I hope somebody gives that to you soon.
The last time we spoke also, we spoke about this, yeah.
Correct. I just want to understand when you look back at your work, like say for example, you come across a clip of yours on TV one day or something on social media. Do you then go back in time to that point, to that Vidya on that set, to that film? And then how do you distance yourself from that and look at life, like look at work?
You know,
Like Kismet Connection was playing, just to give you an example that
Right.
day. And my friends and all were saying, we were like, she's unrecognizable now to who this person on screen is. She's so different, like in so many ways, right?
Right. Yeah, you do. You know, I don't end up watching myself very often, I have to be honest. I'm almost nervous still when something shows up, because then there are times when I feel that, oh God, I should have done this differently, and it irritates me for a while. And it's just, I think, yeah, but what I remember really is the process of the shoot more than, and therefore, yeah, also how I felt during filming that particular, may not be that particular scene, but the general feeling around the film. So I always feel like, wow, I've come such a long way from there.
Yeah.
You know, like I used to get affected by the smallest of things at one point, and now I don't. And I love that space, you know, so yeah. But, you know, because I haven't watched myself much, I don't know how to. But it feels like I watched Tumhari Sulu about, I think, a year or two ago. I think 2 years ago. And I was like, wow, because that film was so much fun.
Yes.
That, and I could still remember that shooting process. When I was watching it, I kept thinking, oh, is din ye hua tha, us din wo hua tha, you know.
Like anecdotes.
Yeah.
Pratik, we all have a Vidya Balan story, right? I mean, we've all sort of we fell in love with her the day we saw her on the big screen. What is yours? Like, what's the first visual sight sense of Vidya Balan? Like, when was the first time you saw her on screen? Small screen, big screen?
Hum Panch.
Correct, same.
That was the first time that I saw her.
Really?
Yeah.
I like why
But
Vidya's taken a pause after that.
Who did you watch in Hum Panch? I wasn't in it.
She'll become paranoid. She wants to press that button, delete.
I was so awkward, you know.
But so the first memory was Hum Panch, and then after that, almost all the films that I watched. But Dirty Picture, Kahani, these are some favorite films, and the last that I saw was Sherni.
Yes, of course. That was brilliant.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I think we won't have enough time to discuss a body of work, so let's leave that. I quickly want to jump in and do a Do Aur Do Pyaar rapid fire.
Yes.
In terms of the characters and what would happen, right? If you guys, not the characters, if Vidya and Pratik had to switch roles for a day, if you had to, you know, transcend into each other's bodies, what's the first thing you would wake up in the morning and do if you were Pratik for a day?
If I was Pratik for the day, I'd get ready and go to set, because that's what he does. And if I didn't have a set to go to, I'd be going for a rehearsal for my play. I'd be playing Gandhi on stage and in front of the camera.
Pratik,
Actually,
you?
that would be very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
I'd love
trippy.
to play Gandhi for a day.
Oh, that Gandhi, not this Gandhi.
Clearly. What about you if you had to role reverse?
I'll wear sari and try first.
Yeah, she aces that. Nobody can
This is that, yeah.
do justice to a sari like she does. I agree.
Thank
So for that
you.
particular day, I'll also feel beautiful.
Oh.
If you both were on a road trip and she had to DJ music, she had to choose the playlist, what are the 2 songs you think she will put on her playlist if you know her on the set?
सबसे पहला तो जज्बाती दिल बजा.
At this moment,
At
yes.
this moment,
Yeah.
yes, definitely.
And the second track?
Any of Shah Rukh Khan's song.
Correct.
Yeah, you do
Bang
know
on.
her well. You have
Yeah,
spent
yeah,
a good amount of time with each other. If you had to participate in a reality TV show, the two of you, what reality show you think you guys would ace? You would be really good at?
I think comedy,
Yeah.
something.
Comedy. One of the comedy
One of
ones
the
that
Yeah,
come in.
yeah,
There's a
yeah.
sketch and you both
Yeah.
have to do.
Laughter challenge
Laughter
or
challenge or
something like
something.
that.
Okay. If you both had to team up for a heist, okay, what do you think you will be really good at stealing, robbing? Like, apart from the bank, the usual.
Hearts.
Oh my God!
That's a deep one there. That was smooth. I
Or
like
we'll
that.
bring back the Kohinoor.
Ah. You don't mind
Smoothly.
Yeah.
that. People will support you. I think
Yeah.
that's a good one. If you had to choose a song that describes your life right now, at this moment, what track would it be? One song.
Wow. आज मैं ऊपर आसमां नीचे आज मैं आगे ज़माना है पीछे.
That's a good one to
Yeah,
go by.
yeah,
That literally describes our life day in and day out. If you were to organize a themed costume party for cast and crew, what theme and what era would you choose?
I would choose the 60s because I think it was the most
Stylish.
yeah,
time,
stylish,
time,
boho
yeah.
era. There was a lot of fun. Yeah, and what theme? I'd say
Cabaret.
Oh, had come as Helen then.
He's letting his imagination run
Yeah.
wild. If you were to swap roles in a different project, what roles would you like to play for each other?
Gandhi,
Like,
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
And I'll do Dirty Picture.
That visual we will hold on to. If you were to host a talk show together, what are the two celebrity guests you would like on your list?
First Shah Rukh Khan. I mean, मैंने इनके behalf में बोल ही दिया है.
And who will you call? Ileana de Cruz.
Yeah.
Very smooth again.
No. Jokes apart. Let's see. Who?
Actually अभी तो सेंधिल और इलियाना को ही बुलाएंगे हम.
Correct. Our first guest would
Yeah,
be Sendhil
yeah.
and
But tell me,
Ileana.
if Shah Rukh
Before
was
this.
on this chair right now and in the hot seat and you were literally taking my job and asking him a question, what's the one thing you would ask him?
What's the one thing I'd ask him?
I like how she's frozen in time. Right?
Yeah,
She's
I don't know.
suddenly blank.
I'd be smiling. I'm just so like, I get coy in front of him. I'd say, name your favorite actress. Does her name start with V?
Like the adas with which he suddenly become coy. You know, in Do Aur Do Pyaar, this is a pairing that perhaps we lobbied for in the deepest of our cinematic minds, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
Lovely.
everybody, I mean, forget social media, but for me, it's genius casting. I just feel let's start with that. The fact that, and that's where everything begins, right?
Right.
When we experience you guys on the big screen, we see those pairings which we've seen often, and then we are like, okay, and then we see new actors suddenly cast. We were like, who would have thought of this as a genius? If you had to become casting directors for a day and put two people together who have never been cast, who would it be? Say Hollywood
Shah
or
Rukh and Vidya.
this entire conversation.
Yeah, never.
Yeah, but you did sort of have a
No, in Om Shanti Om
They're very
Itna
close
Sa
to his
and then,
house, huh? I mean,
Hey
he might
baby.
just-
Yeah.
hey baby. You're writing all of that off. You want like a full-on proper.
Yeah, of course. A nice love story with him. And for now, Sendhil se kaam chala liya.
Poor Sendhil, if he's watching this.
No, he's very sweet, poor thing. Where is he? Oh, here.
Pratik, what about you?
Who would I
Cast, if you were a casting director, two people who've never been cast together.
for this film? Like for Do Aur Do Pyaar, you're saying?
Yeah. Or
Oh,
in general.
acha.
In general.
In general,
Yeah.
you're saying. Oh, in general. And okay.
I have another casting. Again,
Yeah,
it
please.
involves me.
So
Sorry.
I'll hire her and I'll ask her to cast for me.
So you're her agent basically. She's changed roles.
No, again, it involves me.
Acha.
Arey, हाँ.
Kate Winslet and me.
Oh. Okay then. We are going Hollywood. I like that.
Yeah.
like it.
I love her.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah,
she's,
of course.
She's the queen of everything.
Yes.
But I think that's what dreams are made up of, and I think that's what Do Aur Do Pyaar is going to be for all of us. I absolutely love the trailer. I can't wait to
Thank
watch
you.
it. This is what we need right now, and it's in theaters all the more exciting.
Yes.
On the 19th of April, Pratik, Vidya, this was a delight. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.